Nighthawks back line working here. The historical matchup between these two squads falls in favor of North Georgia, a 17-9 overall record against USC Aiken. Speaking of USC Aiken, they are on the move. That one misses right. Going to be a goal kick here for Hazel A. The Nighthawks 11-3 at home against the Pacers. And they've won 11 of their last 12 against this squad. Their most recent meeting was last season, where the Nighthawks took down the Pacers in the opening round of the Peach Ball Conference Tournament 4-0. They actually played 3 times last season, North Georgia winning all 3 of those games. And Vitelli had some pressure from behind there. Had the ball taken away, and so Tyler Hughes will push his team back as he tries to boot this one downfield as far as possible. As this one sent out of play behind the Pacers bench. Now the Pacers are on the move here. Space to operate. That one going nowhere. Right to Harrison Wright. You can see Garnett on the move there on the right side. He's got some pressure from behind. Nice chase down there from the Pacers defender. That's going to end up in another corner here for North Georgia.
That's a great job by Garnett to get up there in the attack as he's dropping back for the counterattack for the Pacers. And as soon as the Nighthawks win the ball, he takes off and earns the Nighthawks a corner.
Definitely one of the speediest players on this North Georgia squad. He is all over the place for the Nighthawks. So the corner is sent in. Ball still on the ground, and that one finds the back of the net as North Georgia strikes first in this game. Michael Walsh delivers, and he gives the Nighthawks an early 1-0 lead here in this first period.
It's a great job by Walsh. He's a target there with his 6-foot frame, and he's got his head on it, and then the ball bounced around, just able to clinically find the back of the net, and nothing Tyler Hughes could do there.
So Walsh using his height to his advantage there, able to get to the ball first. And so North Georgia up to a 1-0 lead here in this first period. This is a great start for Coach Lilich's squad here in this one. Saying both squads motivated to get that first, to get over the 500 mark. And as we mentioned, USC Aiken still trying to get that first win of the season.
Michael Walsh. The new score here at the UNG soccer field at Lake Cottrell Park is North Georgia 1, USC Aiken 0.
So just over 30 minutes left here in this first period. As this ball finds Garnett. And that goal for Michael Walsh, that's his 3rd of the season. Now he's tied for first in goals on this team with Max Garnett and Tyler Vitelli. And so far this year, this has been a very well-rounded North Georgia squad. There isn't really one specific player that opponents have been able to dial in on. Now, there's a lot of players on this Nighthawk squad that can make you pay. As we mentioned, both Vitelli and Garnett with 3 goals this season. Now Walsh. So it'll be interesting to see how the goals end up being distributed this season for North Georgia.
Yeah, I definitely think that makes them very dangerous because a team can't focus on one player and take out one player. They have to worry about several different Nighthawks.
Whistle here. And it looks like North Georgia is going to make a substitution, as Will Bentley will step off. And Ian Wyndham steps into the game for North Georgia. Early substitution here for Coach Lilich. Pacers on the move. They send this one in. That's deflected. Hard to tell if that was deflected off of a Nighthawk, and it was deflected off a North Georgia player. So it's going to be a corner here for the Pacers, their first of the evening.
I think that's going to be the key for the Pacers here if they want to get back in this game. Just whenever they win the possession for the Nighthawks, they need to attack quickly and try to catch them in bastions, and that's what they do there, winning a corner.
As the corner is sent in, and first to the ball there is Max Garnett. Another cross into the box. And that one just misses that top left corner of the goal. Another close call for Hazel A and this Nighthawks defense, but the Pacers still scoreless in this one. And we just mentioned Garnett was the first to that ball there. Only stands at 5'6", but when you see a lot of crosses go into the box, he's got quite the vertical. So he's, getting up there with even some of the taller players. Here, as we mentioned, Michael Walsh standing at over 6 foot, and he's able to get up there with some of the tallest. So a lot of times on these crosses into the box, you'll see Garnett getting up there with the best of them.
Yeah, Garnett has scored a couple with his head. He definitely has an awesome vertical, and he doesn't let his height make that a disadvantage for him in the box.
And number 21 is Leo Johnson.
A couple substitutions here for USC Aiken. As Tyler Hughes collects. And number 7, Daniel Alleman steps on, as well as number 21, Leo Johnson for the Pacers. That was a nice pass there from that Pacers player there, number 10, Winston Johnson. Unfortunately, was a little too strong there, as North Georgia's back line was on top of it. As this one is sent downfield, Vitelli collects, sends it into Garnett. This one's pushed back, and Nighthawks are in the box here. Some nice passing here for North Georgia. Another good opportunity. That one's sent out of play. Nice recovery from the Pacers defender there. Going to be a throw-in for North Georgia.
The Nighthawks have had a lot of success on the right side so far earlier in this game, getting a lot of crosses into the box and a lot of opportunities.
Speaking of good opportunities, ball stays in the box, and Pacers defense trying to swarm the Nighthawks here. This one goes back to Daviena. Balzano with the ball. Nobody there for North Georgia. So Tyler Hughes collects that one easily. That's going to be a throw in here for the Pacers. Rains Grading and Hauling, a commercial and residential grading and hauling company located in Dahlonega, is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
It's a great tackle by Harrison right there. 1v1, just collects and starts the counter for the Nighthawks.
So the Pacers back line does a good job there. Vitelli with the pressure. It's a good job by Tyler Vitelli applying pressure to Hughes. Probably wasn't able to send that one as far as he would have liked to. But it's going to end up being a goal kick for Hughes. As Hughes sends this one downfield. Nice stop there. Right idea from the Nighthawks. Nobody home, though. Going to end up in another goal kick. Or not a goal kick, excuse me. It's going to be a corner here for North Georgia. This one sent in. Ball stayed in the air, and the shot there. That one's going all the way to Bob Stein Stadium. As Harrison Wright took the shot. Little too strong on that one. Nighthawks in good position here. Nice recovery there by the Pacers and number 20, Izan Hernandez.
Yeah, it's pretty sloppy play by the Pacers in the build-up. Just turns the ball over in really bad place, and the Nighthawks get an opportunity to get another corner here.
Let's see if the Nighthawks can capitalize off another corner. They're able to find Walsh on a corner just about 15 minutes ago. Gave them the 1-0 lead. As the referee makes sure ball's in the right spot. As the corner is crossed in. That one's deflected by Hughes as he runs up from the box and wasting no time tries to find one of his midfielders. That one's going to be out of play for a Nighthawks throw-in.
It's a great job by Daviena to slow the Pacers' counterattack and win a throw-in for the Nighthawks. It'd be scary being back there alone. He does a great job, 1v1.
This one sent to Lay. Not having to do too much there.
You can see what the Pacers are trying to do. They're trying to find Daniel Alleman through, but just not able to connect. A little too strong so far in this game.
as North Georgia takes over. We mentioned earlier, these are two teams that are very familiar with one another. As Garnett tries to take that one away. Lots of grabbing there over there near midfield. As the midfielder for the Pacers, number 7, had his hands, looks like he had his hands on right. No call there. And of course, these schools both being in the Peach Belt Conference and their matchups dating all the way back to 2002. We mentioned earlier, last season the Nighthawks and the Pacers faced off 3 times on September 28th, October 22nd, and just 3 days later on October 25th in the PBC tournament. All 3 of those games ending in wins for North Georgia. This one sent back to Dave Vienna. Some fancy footwork there. Here comes the shot. That one's soaring over the goal. Goal kick here for Tyler Hughes as the Pacers are going to make some substitutions here.
The Hawks haven't been able to connect on those far shots, but it's going to start bringing the Pacers' defense up and creating space in behind for the forwards to get into. So I know they're not converting on those shots, but I like the shots they're taking.
Absolutely. They've had plenty of room to operate, just haven't been able to capitalize on those with the exception of that goal from Michael Walsh earlier in the first period. So it'll be a goal kick here for Tyler Hughes. And last season, it was the first time North Georgia, when they were taking on USC Aiken, it was the first time they defeated the same team 3 times in 1 year. As that one's going to be called offsides there with the whistle. And Bailey, in your experiences having playing teams multiple times during a season, is there a level of expectation of knowing what the other team is going to throw at you, or do you see a lot of changes from the first time you play a team to the next?
It depends on the team, I think, but I think if you have a strategy that works, you just stay with it. But the other team is going to come out probably in a different formation, a different strategy, so just to be aware of that and just be ready to counteract anything they throw at you. And in soccer, honestly, any day, any team can be beat, so it's just you got to come out and play your best game, or you're going to get beat. So,
absolutely. As we mentioned earlier, both of these teams motivated out here today to get a win. The Pacers itching to get that first win of the season. First win in almost a full calendar year. And a great takeaway there from Michael Walsh. Had the crowd fired up there for a moment. So it's going to be a throw in here for USC Aiken. Now North Georgia is on the attack as Garnett sends that one. Ball still alive there in the box. As that one's going to be booted out of play. North Georgia will throw in. And they do so quickly. North Georgia taking their time here, looks like. As the pressure is on Garnett. That one's crossed into the box. Low cross there. Another cross into the box. Rolling out of play. And another corner here for North Georgia.
The Pacers have done a great job defending these crosses from the Nighthawks, but they've given up a lot of corners, and Michael Walsh scored earlier in the game, so definitely not something the Pacers want to give up here for the Nighthawks.
North Georgia's already had 8 corners in this game, plenty of opportunities. As this one's booted out. Shot there from North Georgia. Nothing there, so it's going to be a goal kick for Tyler Hughes. That was their 9th corner of the game for the Nighthawks. As Bailey mentioned, the Pacers doing a good job of containing North Georgia on those crosses into the box. Just 1 goal off those 9 corners. North Georgia working down the sideline near the Pacers bench as that one goes back to Lay. And 5 of North Georgia's shots so far in this one have been on goal. Pacers have 1 shot down on the stat sheet. We've seen them get a couple good opportunities here. Speaking of a good opportunity, they're on the move. As North Georgia collects. Just over 11 minutes left here in this first period. North Georgia still with the 1-0 lead. As that one rolls out of play.
It's a great sequence from the Nighthawks, just being patient and waiting for their opportunity. They find it there in a 1-2 from Lara and Garnett to get another corner.
Looks like we got some substitutions here. As Alex Tapia steps off and Jose Galvez steps into the game for North Georgia. Here comes their 10th corner of the game as this one is sent in. Ball still alive, but booted away from the goal.
Number 30, Jose Galvez.
Whistle here as a Pacers player tumbled to the turf. Just over 10 minutes left. Here the Pacers will try to squeak one in before the halftime horn here at Link Control Park. Make this a 1-1 game before heading to the locker room. Here come the Pacers working in the shade over there. This one's sent back to midfield. Here comes Vitelli trying to work in transition. He sends this one in, and that one's just off there. A perfect pass, perfectly placed by Vitelli, but the shot just off for North Georgia. As the Pacers hold their breath. As we have another whistle. And Laura was there.
That was a great run from Laura. Like you said, a beautiful pass from Vitelli to find him. Just unlucky there for the Nighthawks.
Just off on the execution. Could have squeaked it in to that bottom right corner. Another cross in, collected by Hughes as he falls on top of that one. That's 8 shots for North Georgia in this game. Nice footwork there from these Pacers attackers as they get pushed back a bit. Ball still alive there in the box. Lots of action going on, and Wright takes care of it as he sends it past midfield. And a player that USC Aiken has to watch out for tonight, it's a sophomore, Tyler Vitelli. He's already got 3 goals under his belt this season, as we mentioned earlier. Tied for first on the team with Garnett and Walsh. And last season, he scored 2 goals in 3 games against the Pacers. So we could potentially see him do some damage here tonight against a squad that he's seen a lot of success against. And we mentioned Garnett earlier. He's another player that the Pacers need to draw in on tonight. As we said, 3 goals this year, had a goal and an assist last year against this team. As we mentioned, Garnett looks to be on pace to lead his team in goals this season. So will absolutely be someone that USC Aiken has to watch out for.
I think both those players have great speed, and they just force the defense to make a lot of mistakes just by putting pressure with their speed. Definitely an asset that Coach Lidick is definitely grateful to have.
Absolutely. Lots of hustle plays between Garnett and Vitelli. You know, some plays that may not go down in the stat sheet, but they can make plays out there that can ultimately win you the game if you're North Georgia. So definitely got to keep an eye on them if you're USC Aiken. Pacers with a good opportunity here as that one rolls past the goal. Stayed on the ground. So it's going to be, I believe, a goal kick here for North Georgia. As that ball rolls into the box. Good job by the Nighthawks back line as Garnett sends this one downfield, tries to find Vitelli. He had 3 Pacers around him. Keeps the ball in the air. Back to Garnett. And it ends up with North Georgia. Here comes Dave Vienna. That one deflects off a Pacer. And now USC Aiken will take over. This one sent in right into the hands and the chest of Hazel Lay. It was a good shot there from the Pacers. Unfortunately, just went right to Lay. Number 9, Jose Rabadon with the shot.
Yeah, Rabadon has made an impact for the Pacers so far. He's got a lot of good footwork and just giving the Pacers an opportunities to get shots off.
Absolutely. Rabadon's definitely a player the Nighthawks have to try to keep under wraps tonight. He averages over 2 shots a game with 9 total this year. 5 of those shots were on goal. That's good for 6th in the Peach Belt Conference. So I'm sure that Hazel A, North Georgia's back line, has him circled coming into this game as they try to contain him. Bryan Properties, a commercial real estate brokerage firm that specializes in commercial real estate along the Georgia 400 corridor, is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics. As that one is collected by Hughes. Three minutes left here in the first period. Still 1-0 North Georgia on top. Pacers got to work quickly here. Up the pressure if they want to squeak in a goal before they go to the locker room here at halftime. Here's Dave Vienna working in front of his bench. This one sent down to midfield. Here comes Rabadon again. He's got a good opportunity as that one deflects off of a Nighthawk. I believe that was Michael Walsh who took the shot there. Going to be a whistle and a foul. Going to be a free kick here for Santiago Cano. We can see North Georgia pick up the pace here in this final minute and a half as they try to squeak in one more goal here before the halftime horn. Try to extend their lead to 2-0. Give themselves a little bit more of a cushion going into the half. We'll see what they can do here now with 1 minute left in the first period.
1 minute remaining in the half.
Here comes Rabadon. Looks like sent Garnett to the ground, and Lay doing a somersault there. Luckily, that shot from Rabadon goes right. You can see Lay talking to his back line here, trying to get their head back into the game with 30 seconds left in the first half.
And the Nighthawks are having a really hard time with Rabadon right now. Just dribbling quick at them and no one's stepping. He just gets an easy shot off. Unlucky for him that goes wide, but Knox need to do a better job of stepping on him quicker.
And they did a good job of containing him to open up this game, but in these last few minutes, he has been putting the pressure on North Georgia.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And as the halftime horn sounds, the score stands at 1-0. North Georgia on top of USC Aiken as they head to the locker room. We've got some first half stats and breakdowns coming your way. We will step aside for a halftime commercial break. You're watching North Georgia Soccer on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
I'm here.
You've got a lot of reasons to be here. That's why we're here at Georgia Heart Institute, where advanced heart attack treatments save more hearts than anywhere in Georgia.
My baby girl is home.
Georgia Heart Institute.
Since 2007, we've seen an explosion in popularity of superhero movies in the last decade. Rayner argues that superhero films offer an escape from the boredom many of us feel with our lives. We love the epic. We want epic lives. There's a tension you're going to face as you celebrate, walk out of this door, and you go to Monday and you say, what's next? And more importantly, how do I live a superhero life? John Gordon, he's a best-selling author on leadership. This is what he says. There's a myth about success, graduates. I'm going to paraphrase a little bit. One that says it's all about you. But here's the truth. You're not a real success unless you're helping others be successful. That's the greatest self-growth strategy of all time. The more you help others grow and improve, you grow and improve. Focus on others. It's not about you. And you'll find something even greater than success. Graduates, you'll find significance. But remember, in all of this, there's a tension. How do I live a superhero life? Enter the epic by being bold. Your family, your community, our state, and our nation are all counting on you. Graduates, today we celebrate you. We celebrate your hard work. We celebrate your diligence. We celebrate your commitment. And I am so incredibly proud of you.
You can't really get an idea of how another country runs their military till you go abroad.
It was cool to see their outlook on just life in general. To be there as a global ambassador is definitely a life-changing experience.
I participated in the Management College National Defense University Cadet Exchange. That is located in Taipei, Taiwan.
So I participated in study abroad internship in country of Georgia. The program I participated in was the Swiss Summer Mountaineering course. The experience was extremely professional. There were people from different militaries across the world. I was training with soldiers that were once our adversaries. It's fun to notice the importance of diplomatic relations and also civil affairs through the military.
The host school was always really going out of their way to help us get the full cultural experience because we were, in their eyes, only going to be there for 5 months.
They drove us out and we hiked to a glacier. That was unique, especially coming from Tennessee. There's no ice walls to climb. Their native language of Georgian was very difficult. However, at the end, I gave a little speech in Georgian, thanking their academy. It was an eye-opening experience. One thing I learned in Switzerland was to try and enjoy everything that you're doing, no matter how challenging it is.
Being able to see the country of your target language in person and really living day to day can move your passion to continue learning the language that much further.
All the conferences, all the internship, and all the exchange programs will help you as you develop, not just as a soldier, but also as a person. I think everybody in the Corps should study abroad because it will develop them so much.
If you have a free semester, it's the perfect time to explore a country. There's really not much holding you back in terms of whether or not you should go. It's a great experience.
I got extremely valuable training and just an overall incredible life experience that I wouldn't have gotten going to any other school. And it was the opportunity of a lifetime.
My wife's family is full of medical professionals, including lots of nurses. The more they talk to me about nursing, the more I realize there are so many different opportunities within the field of nursing. You can constantly continue growing, continue learning, which was something that really drew me to it. I was really attracted to the accelerated program at UNG for a couple reasons. One, I heard that UNG, like everything I've heard about UNG's nursing program is incredible. I have a couple friends who have been through it in recent years and had just spoke very highly of it. Just everything I've seen online, spoken about it, it's just a very reputable program. So UNG was already a pretty clear choice for me. And then seeing the opportunity to do an accelerated program, it was kind of a no-brainer. Honestly, I get to graduate earlier, and one of the things that appealed to me the most, actually, was that most of our clinical rotations are at Northeast Georgia Medical Center. I am really thankful for the faculty that are specifically dedicated to the ABSN program here. This faculty, they really want to see us succeed in this program and be the best nurses we can possibly be.
From the moment you know where you are headed, it starts a journey that you will never forget. For those who seek a higher calling, to serve something bigger than themselves and take the path less traveled, UNG awaits to prepare you for your leadership pathway. Once you're here, you will be challenged and developed, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Freshman Recruit Orientation Group, or Frog Week, is the first step of the UNG journey. The commitment, the attitude, the effort, and the resilience take shape as you move forward on the pathway that most will never attempt.
Y'all got 2 minutes to change into OCPs. Time now. Let's go. Move it. Move it.
It is a process that teaches you about yourself and makes you better than you were yesterday. At times, it can be a struggle, but it's also an investment in yourself. Like life, it can create moments of doubt. You learn about yourself and your strengths and weaknesses. You share this journey with the men and women to your left and right, establishing lifelong bonds with the understanding that nothing worth having ever comes easy. But through adversity, you build strength, determination, and the desire to never quit. Frog Week will establish a foundation to build upon, strengthen you physically and mentally, and start shaping you into the leader you came here to be. For cadets at the University of North Georgia, they take the road less traveled, avoid taking the easy way out, and develop instrumental values that will prepare them for a life of service and leadership. Some people talk about it, others are about it.
Considering a career change? Ready to lead in healthcare? Be a nurse in 15 months with our accelerated Bachelor's of Nursing track. Learn more at ung.edu/ABSN.
I'm here.
You've got a lot of reasons to be here.
I'm here.
That's why we're here at Georgia Heart Institute, where advanced heart attack treatment protocols are saving more hearts than anywhere else in the state. That's why we're here.
I'm here.
So you'll always be there. The future of heart care, we're leading Georgia there. Georgia Heart Institute.
Northeast Georgia Health System is a proud supporter of North Georgia Nighthawk Athletics.
Welcome back to Dahlonega, where the score is 1-0. North Georgia on top of USC Aiken in this Peach Ball Conference men's soccer matchup. Here are some stats for you from that first half. As we mentioned, the score is 1-0. North Georgia getting a goal courtesy of Michael Walsh. And North Georgia had 8 shots there in that first half compared to just 4 for USC Aiken, doubling them in shots. 5 of those shots for North Georgia were on goal. 1 shot for USC Aiken on goal. And the Nighthawks had 10 corners in that one compared to just 1 for USC Aiken. No yellow or red cards. It was a very clean first half. 5 fouls on North Georgia, 4 on USC Aiken, just 1 offsides call on the Nighthawks compared to none for the Pacers. And 3 saves for USC Aiken, 1 for Hazel Lay. And Bailey, what stands out to you the most in this stat sheet?
I think the thing that stands out most is the corners with 10-1 for North Georgia. I think they need to be a little more clinical in the corner area. If they're going to get down there and attack, they need to finish those chances. They did have Michael Walsh score, which is great, but they need to be finishing those or at least getting more shots on goals from those. I think the Pacers did a great job containing them in that area and just clearing a lot of those corners out. I also think some of those shots that the Pacers had came late in that second half, so we'll see what the Nighthawks do to counteract that and if the Pacers can come out strong here and get a goal of their own.
Absolutely. We saw the Nighthawks were off to the races early there in that first half with Michael Walsh scoring in the first 15 minutes of the game. And as you mentioned, those 10 corners really standing out, and the Nighthawks only able to capitalize off one of those corners. And they had another good opportunity off a perfectly placed pass from Tyler Vitelli as Aram Lara tried to squeak one in past Hughes in that bottom right corner of the goal. Unfortunately, came up just short on that one. And so it'll be an interesting second half here as we wind down 2 minutes here in this halftime. As we mentioned before in that first half, North Georgia trying to get to 4-3 on the season. Pacers looking for their first win in almost a calendar year.
This would be a huge win for the Pacers if they're able to pull this out. I know they're very hungry for a win, and it'd be great for them to get some revenge on the Nighthawks after going 0-3 against them last season.
As both teams take the field here. And some PB stats for you for North Georgia. Miguel Romero, 7th in shots. He has 11 this year, averages just over 2 a game. Vitelli and Garnett tied for 2nd in goals with 3 each. Aram Lara tied for 1st in assists with 4 this season. And Miguel Romero tied for 2nd with 3. And Santiago Cano tied for 3rd with 2 this year. And this Nighthawks team is one that thrives off ball movement. Not a whole lot of their goals this season have been unassisted, as we can see with 3 Nighthawks currently sitting in the top 10 in the PBC in assists so far this season. As the halftime clock winds down here, both teams are ready to start this second half. So we've got 45 down, 45 to go here.
So you're going to go to, if you need to, you're going to go up to like where the players are. So like, I think it's game information or something like that. But it's one of those tabs up top, and then you just go down and add the player.
We are underway here in half number 2 between North Georgia and USC Aiken.
Sure. Okay. Just let me know.
And Pacers get into the box first, but Hazel Lay is there. Pacers putting the pressure on right out the gates here in this second half. As this one is sent out of play.
It's a great tackle by Michael Walsh. He always seems to be right where the Nighthawks need him defensively and very solid back there.
As you mentioned, one of the tallest players on this North Georgia squad, using those long legs to his advantage, able to get the tackle there. So it's going to be a throw in here for the Pacers. Again, the Pacers putting the pressure on, sends this one in, and that one misses here for USC Aiken. And this Pacers squad picking up right where they left off there to end that first half. You know, putting the pressure on, and expect to see Rabadon be very involved here in the second half as he was to end that first period.
Yeah, North Georgia's definitely going to have to weather some pressure here. The Pacers are looking to get an early goal here in this second half to tie this game up. So North Georgia's going to have to just ease the pressure and just keep the ball when they can, keep the Pacers off the scoreboard.
And Rabadon, as we mentioned in that first half, averages 2 shots a game. He's already got one in this matchup against North Georgia. He's 5 for 9 with his shots being on goal. And that's good for 6th in the Peach Belt Conference, So if the Nighthawks give him room to operate, he's going to make him pay. As the sun starts to peek through the clouds here in Dahlonega. Finally getting some cooler weather as we reach the end of September and head into fall. I know, to start out this season, must have been miserable for you guys out there playing in that Georgia heat here. It's rounding out the summer.
Yeah, it definitely has been extremely hot the month of August and into September. Very humid, too. Finally, glad it's cooling down. It makes it a lot more enjoyable to play.
77 still a little warm as this one finds the back of the net. But a whistle here, and I believe that's going to be offsides on North Georgia. And Dave Vienna had an opening there. Perfectly placed pass from the Nighthawks to Alejandro De Vienna. But the whistle there breaking the hearts of this Nighthawk squad.
Yeah, it was fantastic ball by Garnett and great run by Dave Vienna. Just very unfortunate there. Can't really tell if he was on or off from up here, but definitely a great run and almost looked like the Nighthawks were going to be up 2-0 there.
We saw them score early in that first half, looking for a little deja vu here. That was a quick bang-bang sort of call there. But referee ultimately makes the decision. Vienna offsides. Dave Vienna offsides.
That second goal would have been huge for the Nighthawks. It can be very demoralizing for a team going down 2-0 early in the second half.
So it looks like this is going to be a corner here for the Pacers. Their second of the game, first in this second half. And this is really where the Pacers have to capitalize here if they can try to poke some holes here in this North Georgia defense. Here comes the corner. Nighthawks do a good job containing that. As Vitelli tries to put the pressure on. And from behind, there a whistle and a foul as Lara hits the turf. Trying to plead his case here with the referee, but it's going to end and a free kick for the Pacers. As Garnett sends this one back to Lay, who boots this one downfield. Chick-fil-A of Dahlonega is the presenting sponsor of the Nighthawk of the Week award and a proud partner of North Georgia Athletics. If you're looking for great food nearby, it's Chick-fil-A's pleasure to serve you. So this one sent into the box. That one hits the right crossbar. Scary situation there for North Georgia. So that one deflects off the crossbar. The whistle here. Going to end up in a free kick for North Georgia.
Yeah, Lay needs to kiss his post on that one. Nighthawks are very lucky that they're still up 1-0 in this game. Great attack from the Pacers there.
Pacers have had a couple of good opportunities here that have, gone out of the reach of Hazel Lay. That have just missed the mark. We saw a couple shots in that first half, soar over the goal for North Georgia. That one just misses, hitting that right crossbar. As this one rolls out of play for a North Georgia throw-in. And as we mentioned earlier, the Nighthawks went 3-0 against the Pacers last season, most recently knocking them out of the Peach Belt Conference tournament, ultimately ending their season in a 4-0 victory for the Nighthawks. And it looks like the Pacers are keeping some receipts here. Definitely don't want to repeat of the last time that they were in Dahlonega. And even though North Georgia has a 1-0 lead here, Pacers have done a good job for the most part containing this Nighthawks offense. As this ball soars into the crowd here. Great crowd on hand. Some North Georgia women's basketball here, as well as North Georgia's women's soccer in attendance. Here is Wright, working with Cano is Wright. Tries to find Laura, but that one rolls past him. Pacers in scoring position. Another good opportunity for them as Lay came a few steps out of the box there. Was a little too far out of the goal for comfort. And luckily for North Georgia, they can take a breath as another good opportunity from the Pacers doesn't get to the back of the net.
Yeah, the Pacers did a good job high pressing Harrison right there and just turned it over in a really bad spot. I think Rabadon's got to finish that, though. With Hazel Lay that far out, that needs to be a goal for the Pacers.
And if anybody's going to get the Pacers back into this one, it's going to be Rabadon. And the Pacers have 7 shots in this one, almost matching North Georgia with their 8. Pacers on the move, send this one into the box as Lay tries to collect. Ball still alive there in the box. Lay sliding all over the place. Just trying to get that one out of there. Luckily, this North Georgia defense able to get this one out of there after another scary opportunity there for the Pacers, threatening to make this a 1-1 game.
Yeah, that was a great through ball for the Pacers. Just finds the man running through, but Hazel Lays does a nice job reading that and coming out and collecting that and preventing a goal.
Yeah, some nice reflexes there from Lay. Got his hand on the ball a couple times there on the ground. And now North Georgia looks to be on the attack. Trying to see some more action here on this left side of the field. as Garnett unable to hold on there. Now USC Aiken with possession in the box, says that one's booted out of play. Nice hustle play there from Michael Walsh, preventing the Pacers from getting the corner. Sends this one out of play over there on that left side of the field. Nice job from Tyler Vitelli as the Nighthawks take this one away.
That's one of those hustle plays you were talking about earlier.
And Dave Vienna getting the crowd fired up here. Some fancy footwork from Alejandro De Vienna. Couldn't make anything of it there, unfortunately. Another opportunity. Pacers were in the box for a moment. And they reset, and that one soars just past Hazel Lay. And now the Pacers have matched the Nighthawks in shots here. 8 for each school here. And you can see Lay talking to his back line here, trying to get everybody on the same page.
Yeah, he's pretty frustrated, and rightfully so. The Nighthawks need to do a better job of stepping sooner. They're letting the Pacers get too many shots off, and they're wide open on these shots.
Wright working over there, passes to Lay. De Vienna passes it off to Wright. And North Georgia making a substitution. Will Bentley is on the field for North Georgia. This one goes to midfield. Cano passes it off, tries to find Laura. And Bentley working over there on that side closest to us here on the broadcast. Here come the Pacers. Players down in the box. Gets back on his feet, no call. This one rolls out of play for a throw-in for USC Aiken. As Lay is there. And yesterday it was announced that North Georgia men's soccer are now ranked 10th in the Southeast region. And speaking of the Southeast region, North Georgia women's soccer moving up to number 3 in the region and 18th in the nation for Division II women's soccer. And Bailey, y'all have been off to a historic start this season. Longest unbeaten streak since 2015. 5 shutouts in 6 games this season, due much in part to you and your team's work on that back line. And what do you feel as though has changed this season compared to your previous ones here at North Georgia, or does it feel much different at all?
First off, I just want to say congrats to the boys team, too, for getting ranked as well. I'm excited to see them. They continue to trend upwards, so excited for that. I think one thing that's a little bit different, I think we have a lot of people that just want to compete and want to work hard, and I'm excited for this season and continuing on.
Now, you guys have your biggest challenge coming up of the regular season on Saturday, taking on the 11th ranked team in the nation, Flagler. I know that I'm excited for that game. You guys must be looking forward to getting a chance to earn a statement win in a top 25 matchup and keep this winning streak going.
Yeah, I'm definitely very excited for that game. Definitely a team that I would love to be and love to compete with. So hopefully we can pull out a win and keep this momentum going. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and we wish you and the rest of the women's soccer team the best of luck as they take on Flagler right back here at the UNG soccer field this Saturday at 1 p.m. And you can catch coverage of that game right back here with us on the Nighthawk Sports Network. And trust me, you are not going to want to miss that one, as there's a whistle here. Clock will stop. And it looks like, couldn't tell if there was a card there. And there is going to be a yellow card assessed to the Pacers. And that's going to go on number 4, Luciano Castro.
Yellow card issued to number 4, Luciano Castro of USC Aiken.
A little too aggressive there. Gets called for the card, and North Georgia has got a good opportunity here with the free kick in scoring position. So they send this one in, and that one finds the back of the net. North Georgia delivers here as they extend their lead to 2-0 here against USC Aiken.
And a great run from Garnett. No one follows him from the Pacers, so he's able to easily touch that in, and Will Bentley's just wide open as well. Easy goal for the Nighthawks. Pacers got to be a little disappointed in that one. Didn't track very well.
And they had a great opportunity there with the free kick in great position. And so Bentley gets the goal. Garnett credited with the assist. And North Georgia now with a bit of breathing room in this one, now a 2-0 lead.
Garnett's going to get a sub. Done a lot of running so far this game.
And we'll see that a lot here in these second halves for North Georgia, where Coach Lilich will take Garnett out for a brief period of time, depending on the score, just for him to get some water, catch his breath. And then he'll usually go right back out there for North Georgia after a few minutes to finish out these games.
Yeah, with his position, he's expected to defend as well as attack, so definitely a lot of miles on his legs.
Number 9, Will Bentley. The assist is accredited to number 29, Max.
So Dave Vienna passes this one off to Laura.
Here at the UNG soccer field at Lincoln Trail Park is North Georgia 2, USC Aiken 0.
This one rolls out of play, and that one's going to end up in a corner for North Georgia. Laura to take it. As Laura sends this one in, ball still alive as Hughes collects. Now the Pacers are on the move. Whistle and a foul going to be called on Michael Walsh.
Not a bad foul from Walsh there, just to allow his team to get back behind the ball, slow the Pacers' attack.
So this Nighthawks midfield working, sends this one past midfield, and that's going out of play for a throw-in for the Pacers. Looked like a bit of miscommunication there for the Nighthawks, but they regroup. Cano tries to find Vitelli. Trips there. Well, Lara takes over, and he is off to the races. Tries to keep possession. No whistle there. As Lara looked like he was Shoved to the ground there. But we play on. That one deflects off a Nighthawk. And it's going to be a corner here for the Pacers.
Ramadan again had a nice turn against Walsh and was able to dribble down the line and earn a corner for the Nighthawk or for the Pacers.
And so now this is the Pacers' fourth corner of the game, compared to 11 for North Georgia. We've almost matched the Nighthawks in shots. 8 for the Pacers, 9 for North Georgia. Vitelli almost had a piece of that. Some fancy footwork as this one misses that top right corner for the Pacers, and you can tell they are upset with that one, as another good look for USC Aiken. Still a donut up on the scoreboard for them.
That's been the difference so far in this game. They've had the chances, they just haven't been able to finish.
And so Hazel-A has got one save in this game, just because most of those shots have gone just out of reach. But Pacers have been unable to capitalize.
Yeah, they're going to be disappointed when they look back at this one, because they've created the chances and gotten the right spaces, just have been not clinical today, and that's definitely hurt them.
Absolutely. This could have very well been a 2-2 game, potentially 3-2 with the Pacers on top, just with how much space they've had to work with and how many good opportunities they've had to score. Luckily, North Georgia has been able to capitalize on some of their scoring opportunities. As we mentioned, those 11 corners for them, 9 shots, as they hold the 2-0 lead over USC Aiken. And here come the Hawks as the Pacers take over. Some action going on over there. Right at midfield, a whistle and a foul. As Lara was tripped up. .23 minutes left in this second period. North Georgia still with the 2-0 lead over USC Aiken. Nice takeaway there from Harrison Wright. He's on the move. See some pressure there. Another whistle and a foul. Clock will continue to roll as the Pacers defender just gets a quick talking to here. Clock rolls. Just over 22 minutes left in this game. North Georgia with another free kick. We saw them capitalize off their free kick. A little closer to the goal last time they were in this position. As this one is sent in and just off there for North Georgia. That one's headed out of play. And Michael Walsh almost had his second goal of the day. It's going to end in another corner here for North Georgia, their 12th of the game. Probably try to find Walsh on this play. This is sent in and high into the air, but Hughes able to collect that one rather easily. Jitterbug Party Rentals, a trusted partner for all of your inflatable and event rental needs, is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics. Their mission is to provide an easy, safe, clean, and professional rental experience to the North Georgia area. Got another whistle and a foul. This time on North Georgia. Going to end up in a free kick for USC Aiken. As this one's booted downfield. Daviana tried to get a piece of it, but it's going to be another throw in for USC Aiken. Another whistle here. As North Georgia's got a player on his knee, and the clock will stop. I believe that was Harrison Wright or Daviana. Not sure. Hard to tell who that was, but looked to be all right. And here comes Max Garnett back into the game. So should expect to see Garnett on the field for these final 20 minutes of this one. So he tries to help North Georgia hold on to their 2-0 lead, potentially extend it.
Looks like he's playing a little more centrally, though, in his normal right wing position.
And here comes Vitelli showing off the speed, crosses it in. Garnett trying to show off his speed. That one rolls out of play. The Vitelli to Garnett connection just off there as they try to set up the corner here. And the Pacers weren't in position there. But looks like Garnett isn't going to take the corner. Well, instead tried to find him in the box. You can see him make the run in. Corner sent in, and that one just misses. And that's going to end up in another corner for North Georgia. Their 15th of the game.
They only scored one corner so far, but they are very dangerous. Every time it seems they have a shot on goal or just a play that the opponent has to hold their breath.
As we mentioned, there really isn't a player that the opponents can dial in on here on these corners. As Daviana sends this one in, ball still alive, and a great opportunity for North Georgia. Walsh, little too strong on that one. And so that's going to end up in another goal kick here for the Pacers, but that could have easily been a 3-0 game for North Georgia.
Yeah, it was a little unfortunate for Walsh. Looks like he was falling backwards, a little unbalanced, and just was leaning back a little too much, and the ball sails over the back of the net.
And the score is only 2-0 in this one, but could have been a bit more high scoring. Both teams have had some great opportunities here to score. Just unable to capitalize. North Georgia has been able to get 2 goals out of it, but they've had a lot of opportunities here in this game to try to find the back of the net. It's great to see the aggression from North Georgia, but they could have had a few more goals in this one if they were able to execute, especially on these corners, as we mentioned. 14 for North Georgia. And so this is going to be a free kick here for the Pacers. In North Georgia golf news, Noah Zedeker was named the Peach Belt Conference Men's Golfer of the Week after his performance leading the Nighthawks to earn a team title at the Bearcat Fall Kickoff. And Amari Smith has been named the Peach Belt Conference Women's Golfer of the Week after leading the Nighthawks to a top 5 finish at the Meredith Insurance Fall Kickoff. So it's been a busy week for golf as the number 6 North Georgia men's golf team finished second at the Mizuno Intercollegiate yesterday, and the women's golf team finished 8th at a highly competitive NCAA Division II South Regional Preview. Good recovery there from the Pacers defense. It's going to end up in another throw-in for North Georgia. They do so quickly as Laura finds Vitelli. Back to Laura, sends this one in. Ball still alive, and that one finds the back of the net for North Georgia as they go up 3-0 here in this game.
That should be the nail in the coffin for the Pacers. Great ball in, and Cano's just wide open and does a great job of being very clinical and finding the back of the net.
So Cano gets one to go, makes this a 3-0 game here for North Georgia. Building up their cushion a bit more here. Now the Pacers really up against the wall here. As you mentioned, they fell 4-0 last time they saw North Georgia, trying to avoid the same result here.
It's very unfortunate for the Pacers because they haven't played a bad game today. They just haven't been able to finish, and they're not have to making them pay for that now.
And so for Santiago Cano, that's his second goal of the season. So now the Pacers really got to pick up the pace here if they want to get back into this one. Just over 15 minutes left. North Georgia working in front of their bench. Send this one downfield. Finds Vitelli. Gets tripped up there.
Vitelli's able to get a touch on that. He's off to the races. Just unable to settle that there, but great look from Garnett to find him.
We've seen that a couple times in this game as North Georgia's tried to find Vitelli on some breakaways as Lay collects that one. And eventually Vitelli's going to get one of these to go here. She's been tripped up a couple times as it's been double teamed by the Pacers here on a few instances in this game.
Yeah, he's been a little quiet so far this game. Been involved some, but not as much as we're used to seeing him.
As this ball soars out of play over the bushes, throw in for USC Aiken. And the ball's in the box here for the Pacers. As Garnett tried to chase that one down, going to end up being a throw-in. The Pacers, they work quickly. And there's Vitelli, and the shot's going to be off. Had a defender behind him. As we're going to have a substitution here in a moment for North Georgia. And it looks like Dave Vienna is going to step back on for the Nighthawks. And they've got another corner coming their way. Their 15th of the game. As North Georgia gets into position. This one stays on the ground. Deflected by a Pacers player. Going to end up in a throw-in for North Georgia now.
Stepping on for North Georgia, number 4, Elwin Asiedu, and number 5, Finn Kelly Lewis.
A couple more substitutions for North Georgia. Finn Kelly Lewis and Elwin Asiedu now on the field for North Georgia.
Yeah, Nighthawks made a double sub with their center back position, but Elwin and Kelly Lewis have a lot of experience back there, so nothing too much changes for the Nighthawks there in the center back position.
And Finn Kelly Lewis and Elwin Asiedu adding some height to this North Georgia squad here to round out these final 12 minutes. If the Nighthawks are able to get some crosses into the box or some more corner opportunities, expect to see those two players be some of the first to the ball. And Dave Vienna trying to show off his speed there, unable to get to the ball. This one's still alive in the box. Good job by North Georgia's back line, taking care of that one. Whistle and a foul. Going to be called on USC Aiken. Asiedu works quickly. Tries to find Garnett. Daviena working over there on that right side. Crosses it in. Ball still alive here. And that would have been a great opportunity for Cano to get his second goal of the afternoon. This one's crossed in, headed out of the box there by the Pacers. As Finn Kelly Lewis passes this one off. Just over 10 minutes left. North Georgia with a commanding 3-0 lead here in this one. Here come the Hawks as this one's off for Garnett, who's tripped up from behind. A whistle and a foul will stop the clock. And it looks like we're going to have another yellow card issued to the Pacers. And that's going to end up in a PK here for...
I think they might have called that on Garnett for a diving.
Oh, interesting call there. Is that one... Yeah, Garnett called for the foul, as Bailey mentioned, and Cano trying to plead his case there.
Not really sure about that one. Looked like he got his feet swept out from under him, but referee disagrees, so Pacers get a free kick.
That would have ended up in a PK for Max Garnett. Another whistle here.
I think Garnett did a great job getting to that space and making the defender make a decision, and looked like he got his legs clipped, but instead he gets a yellow card for flopping.
So now one yellow card issued to both teams here in this one. Less than 10 minutes left. Asiedu passes this one off to Marvin Rodas. He's now on the field for North Georgia. Trying to find Garnett. Whistled for another foul. And that yellow card was actually issued to Santiago Cano. Saw him trying to plead his case there. It was hard to see him involved in that play.
He must have said something to the ref that...
Well, here comes Vitelli with the shot, and a great opportunity for Vitelli. Just misses. That one was out of the reach of Hughes. Great opportunity just off the mark, and that would have been the nail in the coffin here for the Nighthawks in this game.
Yeah, it's a great run by Vitelli and a great through ball by Daviana. Vitelli just unfortunate there running across the goal. Can't find it in the back post.
So it's going to end up in a goal kick here for Hughes. And some professional soccer news. U.S. Soccer is planning to build a national training center just an hour and 20 minutes south of us in Atlanta. Arthur Blank, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons and Atlanta United, is contributing $50 million to the construction. Facilities are going to serve multiple different purposes beyond just training facilities for U.S. Soccer's 9 extended national teams. And Bailey, do you have any thoughts on Atlanta now becoming one of the epicenters for soccer in America?
I'm pretty excited for it. I think Georgia has a great youth foundation in both men and women's soccer, so I'm definitely excited to see how that continues to grow in Georgia. And I think Atlanta's a great place for it. It's a big city, and I know that can be a huge place for U.S. soccer to grow and just hopefully help us to compete in future World Cups.
Absolutely, and I think that there's just such a passion and excitement for soccer here in the state of Georgia. People have really wrapped their arms, especially around Atlanta United after winning that MLS Cup back in 2018. So now with U.S. Soccer in town, I'm sure it's only going to add another layer of excitement for these passionate fans down south.
Yeah, I'm sure Arthur Blank saw all the success that Atlanta United has had and wasn't scared to invest and help the U.S. soccer grow.
This one's crossed into the box, and USC Aiken collects. Some great opportunities here for North Georgia. Nighthawks still on the attack. This one's deflected off a pacer. And this one's rolling out of play. Going to be a goal kick for the Pacers. Speaking of the Pacers, they're going to follow this game up with a PBC matchup against Georgia Southwestern on Saturday at 7 p.m. And meanwhile, the Nighthawks are going to hit the road for a week from today for a PBC matchup against Clayton State on September 27th at 5 p.m.
Yeah, that'll be a big game for the Nighthawks. I was talking to Max Garnett the other day, and he said that he's hoping this game would give him some momentum in that game and just help them to propel them in the Peach Belt. Definitely a big matchup. They will hope to win.
Absolutely. Clayton State sitting at 6-1 this year, atop the Peach Belt Conference, 2-0 in PBC play. So that'll definitely be a statement win for North Georgia, especially if they're able to come away with a win today, move to 4-3-1, and get a win against one of the top teams, if not the top team in the Peach Belt Conference, try to move to 5-3-1.
Yeah, definitely would be a big statement win and would definitely kick off their Peach Belt season off to a great start.
Of course, they got to finish things out here in Dahlonega, here at home with their 3-0 lead. As Hughes comes far out from the box. Collision there. As Vitelli tracks this one down, he'll try to send this one into the box. Actually, pass this one off to Daviana, who crosses it in. Ball still alive. Asiedu takes over. Fans wanted him to shoot from almost at midfield. Asiedu's got the leg for it, though. And this is going to end up in another corner here for North Georgia. 16th of the game for the Nighthawks. Nighthawks send in the corner. And that one soars to the right. Going to be a goal kick here for Hughes. North Georgia hustles back on defense. Just over 3 minutes left in this game. A couple more games around the Peach Belt Conference for men's soccer. Lander taking on Flagler. That game kicked off at 3 p.m. Lander ended up taking the 2-1 lead against Flagler. Georgia Southwestern taking on Embry-Riddle University. That game set to kick off at 7 p.m. So this is going to end up in a free kick for North Georgia. Finn Kelly Lewis takes it, sends it in, tries to find Vitelli. Whistle here. That's going to be going the other way. Seen lots of players get to see the field for North Georgia in this one. Tyler Bissick now on the field for North Georgia. Loic Gunn also seen some action today.
Yeah, it's good in games like these to get players that don't play a ton of minutes just to get them some action and get them comfortable. If the situation arises, they'll be ready. It also gives your starters a well-earned rest.
Jose Galvez also into the game. Speaking of Galvez, trying to show off some footwork there. Whistle and a foul. This is going to be a free kick for North Georgia. Again, in good position. Saw a similar situation earlier in the second half. We'll see if they can execute again as this free kick is sent into the box. Ball still alive, and the shot there from Galvez is going to be off, ending in another goal kick here for Hughes as we head down to the final minute warning here in this game. As Hughes boots this one downfield, and barring a miracle comeback from the Pacers, the Nighthawks are going to move to 4-3-1 on the season, getting above 500 for the first time in the Anel Lilich era here, as the clock will stop on the whistle. Got some action going on over there in the box. That deflects off a Pacer, going back to De Vienna. As we head down to 10 seconds left in this game.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's going to do it for us here tonight at Lynn Cottrell Park. Your final score, 3-0 North Georgia on top of USC Aiken. And the Nighthawks now move to 4-3-1 on the season, get over the 500 mark for the first time. And they've really strung together some really great games as they head into back-to-back road matchups against PBC opponents. Now winning 4 of their last 6 games, only losing one of those games, tying in one of those games, but a great win here for North Georgia. Bailey, any final thoughts on this one?
I think the Nighthawks did a great job finishing their chances. I think this is going to propel them into the game against Clayton State and hopefully just keep this momentum going. Like you said, finally above 500 for Coach Lilich. I know that's got to feel good. For the Pacers, they're just a little unfortunate today. They had a lot of good chances, just were unable to finish them.
And so North Georgia men's soccer team will be back in town on Wednesday, October 4th at 5 p.m. to take on Lander University on Fall Spirit Night here at the UNG soccer field. But before that, North Georgia's women's soccer team will be in action on Saturday at 1 p.m. for a top 25 matchup between the Nighthawks and Lander University. You can catch that game as well here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Bailey, good luck to you guys in that game again. On behalf of Bailey Vessel and the rest of the NSN team, this is Robert DiClemente saying thanks so much for watching. Again, your final score, 3-0. North Georgia wins. Signing off from Dahlonega. Have a great night, everyone.